Hey, we got Verlis here, and we're going to be continuing our top 100 list for Pokemon. We got 30 through 21, so tell them about the list before we start off.
Alright, thanks, Justin.
God, I miss him so much. So, what I've decided is that I'm going to take on the task of doing the top 100 Pokemon in competitive battling. This includes all forms of rule sets, this includes past generations, this is my entire battle experience, so it might not line up with what you think with some of the Pokemon that belong where they are. So take it with a grain of salt, because it is an opinion, and it is from my experiences mostly. And without further ado, do you have anything else to say, Justin?
No, man, let's get this list going. Alright.
Okay, so number 30 is Ambipom. Now, I've really liked Ambipom. I've always felt he's really strong, just an incredibly fast Pokemon with a huge amount of damage, has Fake Out, has Ice and Thunder, and all sorts of really good coverage. With his Technician ability, Fake Out and Double Hit are going to do a lot of damage. He can be very supportive, very utility-based, or just really turn around at least 1-2 KOs for your team. So he's a very, very strong Pokemon.
Heh, sounds good. Alright, so number 29.
Meowstic. So, when you look at Prankster Pokemon, Prankster is arguably one of the strongest things in the game. Okay, it's starting to get sad now that I'm talking with Justin. Okay, so with Meowstic, number 29, Prankster Pokemon are really strong. You can get Prankster Light Screens off of this guy. He has Safeguard, the Swagger combo that is legendarily frustrating and strong. So, Meowstic is just a very good Pokemon. Good defenses, really hard to take down, and that's Swagger. Alright, number 28, Barbaracle. I just feel that Pokemon that have the Shell Smash are really strong, that Pokemon with good amount of speed, good amount of damage where they can outspeed and then just score non-stop KOs. Once they've gotten set up, especially with Barbaracle's setup, he's really good. He has the Tough Claws ability, so the moves that make contact are going to be doing a lot more damage. He can one-shot a lot of Pokemon with good coverage, and just overall, like I've said, very strong, really hard to take out, and all you need is priority.
That priority, dough.
So, number 27 is Volcarona. Volcarona is a good legendary or like pseudo-legendary Pokemon that is just overall very, very strong. Has good Bug Buzz, has fire coverage. While it is 4 times weak against rock, if you get a Quiver Dance off, which boosts your speed, special attack, you're good. You're not many things are going to be able to harm you, and with your huge base special attack, you're going to be able to turn down some big stab hits, score a lot of KOs, and pretty much be unstoppable except for that priority. It's going to be hard to outspeed you once you get set up. It's going to be hard to outsurvive. Number 26, Gengar and Mega Gengar. So I feel that Gengar is honestly more of a threat than Mega Gengar in a lot of circumstances. Sure, if a Mega Gengar comes in while you're not ready to handle him, he can score an easy KO and set up his sub-disable Perish Song combo, but at the same time, he's still frail. He's still a Gengar. If you have the ability to one-hit KO him, which a lot of Pokemon do, and there's a lot of mid-Pokemon that can survive and one-hit KO him, you kind of lose out on that Focus Sash Destiny Bond combo that regular Gengar is capable of. You lose your Levitate ability, which means you're now susceptible to a lot more threats out there. But still very used, still very strong. Number 26 is Gengar. And then number 25, Greninja is just a very strong Pokemon. With the Protean ability, he's an awesome ninja. He can match his surroundings and then do a ton of ridiculous damage with great coverage. He has Ice, Grass, Dark. You can physically go Rock. He has Ghost. He has just a good amount of coverage. Psychic even. Water. And very fast Pokemon. Not the strongest Pokemon, but when you put a Life Orb with that Protean, it really makes up for it. And with a large amount of coverage, you can hit critical, or you can hit super effective, score KOs, just be very strong and very fast with good amounts of coverage. Just Greninja, number 25. Number 24, Sigilyph. I've talked about Sigilyph, and this Pokemon is ridiculous with its Magic Guard ability, and with Psycho Shift, you can give your opponent Burn from a Burn Orb, you can give him Toxic from a Toxic Orb, then you can set up with Cosmic Power, because this Pokemon has a good defensive stats, very tanky, and once it gets set up, it's not going to be able to get stopped by statuses. You're going to be able to hurt your opponent with statuses as you set up. Then you have Roost with any Pokemon that can boost their defenses and Roost, or recover, or do one of those 50% heals. Very strong, so Sigilyph. Number 24 in my opinion for just being that crazy pick that is very hard to knock out and can run away with a battle. Number 23, Garchomp. Everyone and their mom, every one of their siblings uses a Garchomp. VGC single or VGC doubles, singles, any format, anything, you're going to see a Garchomp because it's just a strong Pokemon and it's really hard to one-hit KO unless you have some super effective hits. He can turn around with some incredible physical damage, has a small amount of special coverage that people have been pulling out, like a Fire Blast. That way, Ferrothorn and Pokemon that can counter him don't counter him as much. He also has a Mega Evolution, which is very strong as well, especially in a Sandstorm, especially if you're just going through so much damage, all that boosting, all of the extra coverage. Great ground coverage, great dragon coverage, has rock, and just really is a strong Pokemon that is to be feared and has dictated many metagames. Number 22, Amoonguss. I put this guy lower on the list than Breloom because I feel he honestly makes a bigger impact than Breloom. Amoonguss works in singles very terrifyingly. He works in doubles very terrifyingly. He has Rage Powder to soak up damage. He's an incredibly strong tank. Just a damage sponge that puts you to sleep with that Spore and makes you rage. Works very well in singles, works very well in doubles. Had just a Pokemon that has also dictated a lot of rulings, a lot of metas. Really hard if you just can't outright take him out. Becomes a very, very hassle of a Pokemon. And 21, Dragonite. So with the hidden ability on Dragonite, you take half damage from full health. So the multi-scale ability is just ridiculous because of how little damage he takes. What used to one-shot him, ice attacks, any kind of super effective coverage against him, now just merely doesn't harm him as much. He can easily survive those kinds of hits. It's easier for him to be tanky, and he sets up Dragon Dance really well. You give him a weakness policy now in this generation, so you're pretty much guaranteed a Dragon Dance, and a lot of things hit you super effective, so you're getting that weakness policy. Now you're going to be fast, now you're going to have a lot of damage, and now your coverage is just going to follow up with elemental punches, dragon type moves, and just damage everywhere. I miss Justin. I gotta keep saying it, but he's been busy. He might make it for one more of the top 100, but it looks like I'm gonna have to finish this one solo. Anything though, go check out Justin Flynn on YouTube. He's got a good channel. He does a lot of streaming on Twitch. He's helped me out through setting up all this list stuff, and he's a really cool guy. So you should go check him out as well. And I'm going to keep up with this list. I'm going to try my best to keep the list coming out now that I don't have him to work with anymore. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy the list so far. Remember, it's just opinion, and most importantly, have a nice day.